Now students, let us see the concept of pictorial representation of statistical data. The mean, median or mode of a numerical data or analysis of the data is useful to draw some useful inferences. Students, we know that tabulation is one of the methods of representing numerical data in brief. But a table does not quickly reveal some aspects of the data. A common man is interested in the important aspects of the data. For example, annual budget, information about a game, etc. Let us think of another way of data representing for the purpose. Now students, let us see what is presentation of data. Pictorial and graphical presentation are attractive methods of data interpretation. The tree chart below shows different methods of data interpretation. Students, see this data presentation. Data presentation is divided into three parts: tabulation, pictorial presentation, graphical method. Tabulation is again divided into two parts: ungrouped and grouped. Pictorial presentation is divided into two parts: bar diagram, pie diagram. Graphical method is divided into three parts: line graph, histogram, frequency polygon. Again grouped is bar diagram is again divided into four parts: simple, joint, divided and percentage. We have studied some of these methods and graphs in previous standards. Now we will learn a histogram, a frequency polygonal and a pie diagram. Now students, let us know something about the great lady Florence Nightingale. Her period was 1820 to 1910. The lady is considered as an ideal in the field of nursing. She was devoted to the work of caring for the wounded and the sick soldiers. In the Crimean War, she nursed wounded soldiers and saved their lives. She is also known for her fundamental work in the field of statistics. She kept a systematic record of the conditions of the wounded soldiers, treatment given to them, and the result of the treatments, and deduced important conclusions. The cause of the death of soldiers was more often a disease like typhoid or cholera and not the wound in the war. The causes of the diseases were lack of cleanliness of the surrounding, polluted water and crowded dwellings of the patients. Florence exhibited the information in the form of graphs and pie charts to convince the people. She showed that proper treatments and observing the rules of cleanliness decreases the death rate of considerably. The municipalities accepted her observations that to maintain the hygiene of towns, good drainage system and clean drinking water for everyone are necessary. Her work established that systematic records and the statistical methods are useful in drawing reliable inferences. Students, now let us have a concept of histogram. Students, before we draw a histogram, we need to understand some important points. Then we can draw a histogram easily and accurately. These important points are as follows. Point number 1. Students, first let us observe the table. Let us find out if the given classes of observation are continuous or not. If the given classes are not continuous, make them continuous. Such classes are called as extended class intervals. Point number 2. Now, draw the x-axis, leaving 2 squares at bottom of the graph paper, and leaving 2 squares from left side, draw the y-axis. Point number 3. Show the origin of x and y-axis by 0. Point number 4. In the table, the class interval is given. By the class interval, let us take 1 centimeter is equal to 2 units on x-axis. Now, take 1 or 2 squares of the class from next indication. Now, mark according to the classes. Students, understand that the classes in the table do not start from 0. Hence, leave 1 or 2 squares from the origin. Now, take distance accordingly and mark the first class. Now, mark Z in the origin and first class mark. This indication is called crint mark. That means there are no observations up to first class. This mark appears to be folded on the x-axis. We have to write frequency on the y-axis. In the frequency column, by observing the number of minimum and maximum frequency, we can mark the scale as 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit, or we can mark 1 centimeter is equal to any unit we can take. In the upper right corner of graph paper, write the scale. Mention the classes written below x-axis and frequency on the y-axis. Each of these concepts carries marks, hence write all the concepts accurately. This way we can draw a graph of the right size and right shape. Students, for more practice, let us draw some graphs for the given table. Students, see the table. First row, height of the students in centimeter. Second row, number of students. 135 to 140, number of students 4. 140 to 145, number of students 12. 145 to 150, number of students 16. 150 to 155, number of students 8. Students, here the height of students is given in centimeter and the number of students is given. Let us first find out if these classes are continuous or not. The classes are continuous and the class interval is 5 centimeter. Let us draw the x-axis on graph paper by leaving 2 squares from bottom. Draw y-axis from left side by leaving 2 squares. And let us write the intersection point of x and y axis as origin 0. Now students, height of students is from 135 centimeter to 155 centimeter and class interval is 5 centimeter. Now we have to draw columns from 1 centimeter of origin. For this, let us take 1 centimeter is equal to 5 centimeter height on x-axis. Hence, we can draw 1 centimeter column for each class. We have 4 classes here. Hence, we will draw 4 columns. Let us take frequency, that is number of students on x-axis. We have left place on x-axis from origin. Let us make crink mark there. We will mark on 1 centimeter distance such as 135, 140, 145, 150. Let us see the first class. This class is 135 to 140. The number of students here is 4. Hence, let us take 1 centimeter is equal to 2 students on y-axis. The height of first class on y-axis is 2 centimeter. The second class is 140 to 145. Number of students is equal to 12. We will draw column of height 6 centimeter on y-axis. In this way, we will draw 145 to 150 columns on y-axis. That means 16 students, that is of 8 centimeter height of the graph. And we will draw column 150 to 155 on y-axis of 4 centimeter height of graph. In this way, we can draw histogram from the given table. Now students, let us see practice set 6.4 question number 3. In the following table, the investment made by 210 families is shown. Present it in the form of histogram. Students, see the table. In first row, investment in 1000 rupees. In second row, number of families. 10 to 15,000 rupees, number of families 30. 15 to 20,000 rupees, number of families 50. 20 to 25,000 rupees, number of families 60. 25 to 30,000 rupees, number of families 55. 30 to 35,000 rupees, number of families 15. Now students, let us see the solution. Students, in the given table, we have continuous classes. The classes are from 10 to 35. Hence, on the x-axis, we have 1 centimeter is equal to 5,000 rupees. Then we can limit the extended columns till 7 centimeter. Let us write the number of families on y-axis. The families are from 15 to 60. If we take 1 centimeter is equal to 10 families on y-axis, then our columns will be of height 6 centimeter. Write this scale on the right corner of the graph paper. Write 0 for the origin, that is intersection point of x-axis and y-axis. Leave 1 centimeter on x-axis and make a crink mark on it. Now make marks 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 on 1 centimeter. We have 1 centimeter is equal to 10 families on x-axis. Now make marks on y-axis on units such as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now draw histogram as given in the table. The first class is 10 to 15,000 rupees. Extend this column on y-axis till number 30. In this way, we will draw each column from class limit. The column 15 to 20 will reach the y-axis till height 50. The column 20 to 25 will reach y-axis till height 60. The 25 to 30 column will reach number 55 on y-axis, that means till middle line of column 50 to 60. The column of class 30 to 35 will reach number 15 on y-axis. That means it will reach middle line of column 10 to 20. Students, don't forget to write investment below x-axis and number of families on y-axis and scale on the right corner. Students, now let us see the concept of frequency polygon. The information in the frequency table can be presented in various ways. We have studied a histogram. A frequency polygon is another way of presentation. Let us study two methods of drawing a frequency polygon. Number 1, with the help of a histogram. Number 2, without the help of a histogram. Method number 1. We shall use the histogram in figure 6.1 to learn the method of drawing a frequency polygon. Subpoint 1. Make the midpoint of upper side of each rectangle in the histogram. Subpoint 2. Assume that a rectangle of 0 height exists preceding the first rectangle and mark its midpoint. Similarly, assume a rectangle succeeding the last rectangle and mark its midpoint. Subpoint 3. Join all midpoints in order by line segments. The closed figure so obtained is frequency polygon. Now students, let us understand without drawing a histogram how we can use the point coordinates to draw frequency polygon. Now students, observe this table carefully. There are 5 columns in it. Column 1 class, column 2 continuous class, column 3 class mark, column 4 frequency, column 5 coordinates of points. The first row of the class is 6 to 7, continuous class 5.5 to 7.5, class mark is 6.5, frequency is 0, coordinates of point is 6.5, 0. The second row class 8 to 9, continuous class 7.5 to 9.5, class mark is 8.5, frequency is 20 and coordinates of point is 8.5 and 20. Row 3 class 10 to 11, continuous class 9.5 to 11.5, class marks 10.5, frequency is 40 and coordinates of points are 10.5 and 40. Row 4 class 12 to 13, continuous class 11.5 to 13.5, class marks 12.5, frequency is 30 and coordinates of point 12.5 and 30. Row 5 class 14 to 15, continuous class 13.5 to 15.5, class marks 14.5, frequency is 25, coordinate of points is 14.5 and 25. Next row, class 16 to 17, continuous class 15.5 to 17.5, class marks 16.5, frequency is 15 and coordinates of point is 16.5 and 15. Next row, class 18 to 19, continuous class 17.5 to 19.5, class mark is 18.5, frequency is 0, coordinates of points are 18.5 and 0. Students, the points corresponding to the coordinates in the fifth column of the table are established on the graph paper. If we join them in order, then the frequency polygon is obtained. This polygon is shown in the figure. Now students, observe this table. Here the classes are not continuous. So let us make them continuous. Students, while making continuous class, subtract 0.5 from lower class limit and add 0.5 in the upper class limit. In this way, make the classes continuous. Then find the class mark. Class mark is equal to lower class limit plus upper class limit upon 2. That is 5.5 plus 7.5 upon 2 is equal to 13 upon 2, that is equal to 6.5. In this way, let us write class median in the column. The fourth column shows frequency. The fifth column shows coordinates of points. Coordinate of points means class mark on x-axis and frequency on y-axis. In short, x is equal to class mark, y is equal to frequency. Hence, the first coordinate will be into bracket 6.5, 0. In this way, write all the coordinates of point. Students, we have to put class mark on x-axis. Draw x and y axis. Show the origin by 0. The class mark is from 6.5 to 18.5. Hence, leave 1 cm distance from origin and write the class mark. Make crink mark for 0 to 6.5. Now, the distance between two class marks is 2 rupees. Hence, let us take distance 1 cm is equal to 2 rupees on x-axis and make mark from 6.5 to 18.5 cm. We have to plot frequencies 0 to 40 on y-axis. Hence, 1 cm is equal to 5 fund. By this measure, plot 5, 10, 15 to 40. Now plot the points according to point coordinates. As first coordinate is 6.5, 0, that is 6.5 distance on x-axis and 0 distance on y. That means this point will be plotted on x-axis. The second point is 8.5, 20. That means find opposite point from distance 8.5 on x-axis to distance 20 on y-axis and plot it. In this way, plot all the points. Now, join all these points. Without drawing histogram, we could draw frequency polygon. Students, don't forget to plot class mark on x-axis and frequency on y-axis. Write the scale on right corner of graph paper. Now students, let us see practice set 6.5 question number 1. Observe the following frequency polygon and write the answers of the question below it. Number 1. Which class has the maximum number of students? Number 2. Write the classes having 0 frequency. Number 3. What is the class mark of the class having frequency of 50 students? Number 4. Write the lower and upper class limits of the class whose class mark is 85. Number 5. How many students are in the class 80 to 90? Students, let us see the solution. Students, first observe this frequency polygon. We can see classes 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 on the x-axis. These classes are continuous. The classes are indicated by 1 centimeter distance from the origin. The points on x-axis is 1 centimeter is equal to 10 marks. Now, on y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 10 students. Now, the graph is joined by line after plotting the points. Let us write answers to the questions. Number 1. Which class has the maximum number of students? Students, from the graph, the point of maximum height is 65, 60. The lower class from this point on x-axis is 60 to 70. Hence, we can say maximum number of students are in the class 60 to 70. Now, answer to point number 2. Write the classes having 0 frequency. Students, the graph starts from point 0 on the x-axis and lies in point 20 to 30 class. Now, the line of graph meets the x-axis at the point 90 to 100. Hence, classes 20 to 30 and 90 to 100 have 0 frequency. Now, answer of point number 3. What is the class mark of the class having frequency of 50 students? Students, point indicating frequency of 50 students is 55, 50. Below this point is the class 50 to 60. Now, class mark of this class is equal to 50 plus 60 upon 2, that is equal to 110 upon 2, that is equal to 55. Hence, class mark of the class having frequency of 50 students is 55. Now, let's see the answer of point number 4. Write the upper and lower class limits of the class whose class mark is 85. Students, the class from 80 to 90 has class mark 85. Hence, lower class limit of class is 80 and upper class limit of class is 90. Now, let's see the answer of point number 5. How many students are in the class 80 to 90? Students, the class 80 to 90 has frequency 15. Hence, there are 15 students in the class 80 to 90. Now students, let us learn an interesting concept, pie diagram. Students, in the previous standard, we have seen the following figures in geography and science. Such graphs are called pie diagrams. In a pie diagram, the numerical data is shown in a circle. Different components of a data are shown by proportional sector of the circle. In the figure 6.8, segment OA and segment OB are radii of a circle with center O. Angle AOB is the central angle. The shaded region O-AXB is a sector of the circle. Now students, we shall see how to read the pie diagram. Students, the following example illustrates how a pie chart gives information at a glance. 120 students of standard 10 were asked which game they like. The information obtained is shown in the adjacent pie diagram. Students, we have to answer the following questions. Which game is liked the most? What percentage of students like Kho-Kho? What percentage of students like Kabaddi? Students, answer to these questions can be obtained from the pie diagram at a glance. Now students, observe one more pie diagram. Figure 6.10 shows the annual financial planning of a school. From the pie diagram, we see that 45% of the amount is reserved for educational equipment. 35% of the amount is shown for games. 10% of the amount is kept for sanitization. 10% of the amount is reserved for environment. In this way, we get information at a glance from a pie diagram. Students, let us have more information about a pie diagram. Many times we find information of different types in newspapers given in the form of pie diagram. For example, the annual budget, performance of different nations in Olympic Games, etc. Now we shall see by example how to interpret the information from a pie diagram. Now students, let us learn how to draw a pie diagram from a given information. We know that total measure of a circle is 360 degree. Hence, from the given information, to draw a pie diagram, the whole circle is divided into sectors proportional to the component of the data. For this, the measure of central angle of each sector is found by the following formula. The measure of central angle of sector theta is equal to number of scores in the component upon total number of scores into 360. Now a circle of a suitable radius is drawn. Then it is divided into sectors such that the number of sectors is equal to the number of components in the data. Students, let us understand the method through examples. Now students, let us see practice set 6.6 question number 1. The age group and number of persons who donated blood in the blood donation camp is given below. Draw a pie diagram from it. Students, see the table. First row age groups in years, second row number of persons. 20 to 25 years old, number of persons are 80. 25 to 30 years, number of persons are 60. 30 to 35 years, number of persons are 35. 35 to 40, number of persons are 25. Students, now let us see the solution. Students, let us observe the table. The classes in table are continuous. Let us write them. In the first column, the class of age group is given. The second column has number of people. Now in the third column, let us write measures of central angles. Measure of central angle is equal to number of components upon total components into 360. In this way, let us draw the first angle. Total component means sum of frequencies or sum of number of people. Here, sum is 200. Therefore, first central angle is equal to 80 upon 200 into 360. That is equal to 8 upon 2 into 36. That is equal to 8 into 18. That is equal to 144 degree. Similarly, second angle is equal to 60 upon 200 into 360 is equal to 108 degree. Third angle, that is equal to 35 upon 200 into 360 is equal to 63 degree. And fourth angle is equal to 25 upon 200 into 360 is equal to 45 degree. The sum of all the angles is 360 degree. Now students, let us draw a circle with radius 5 centimeter. Number 1. First, let us draw radius. Number 2. Let us keep center of protector on O and origin line of radius. Then mark the first angle, that is 144 degree, and join this line. Number 3. Now let us keep protector on second radius. Now mark at 108 degree. Join the center point O and that by segment. Number 4. Let us keep the protector on this radius and join the line at 63 degree angle. Number 5. Students, remaining angle is of major 45 degree. In this way, after drawing the sector of circle, write information of people of that age group and measure of angle. For our convenience, let us give color to each sector differently. In this way, we can draw a pie diagram. Students, today we learned about finding mean, median and mode. Also, we learned to put coordinates on graph paper. Practice the questions and get full marks in maths. Thank you.